Hi everyone. I have a CD review for you today. One that I'm very, very surprised to be making and happy to be making. Sometimes I'm driving in my car and I've got a long distance to go, and that's when I pull out a CD with something I want to hear. I collect CDs and I've been collecting vinyl for the past, 13 or so years, and the vinyl's getting less and the CDs are coming back to the fore. And this is one of the reasons why, okay? I just happened to grab one of several CDs I have that have hits by the group that I love, the all-girl group, The Supremes, from the 1960s. And I love Diana Ross and The Supremes. I love Diana Ross and her solo career as well. And somewhere along my travels, like I was saying, I picked up different CDs, different compilations. This is one that I picked up, I don't know when exactly. I think it's a fairly recent one. And it looks like so many of the others. It's called Diana Ross and the Supremes, the number ones. This is just the number one hits. Now, I got to say, I'm about to rave about this CD, the quality of it, the songs, what they've done here. But the cover really is really distasteful. I mean, what are they thinking with this cover? I mean, are you kidding? The beautiful women have their heads cut off. What? Oh, come on. With all the pictures of the Supremes over the years, you can't find something nicer than that? What a shame. What a shame. But there is a nice booklet here. But that's not really what I'm going to talk about. Although, I'll share it with you before I go into what I want to say about the music. I mean, this has photos in it. Diana Ross herself, solo career. I mean, this is much more impressive. You couldn't make that the cover, for God's sake. And as I say, there's so many of these. So many of these pictures you could use, these ladies. But let's talk about the music and why I'm making the video. Now, I've heard these songs so many times. I'm familiar with them. To me, I love the Supremes almost the way I love the Beatles. I mean, the Beatles are the greatest male group of all time, for my money, in case you hadn't guessed. And the Supremes are by far my favorite girl group. And they've had so much great music and so many phenomenal hits, one after the other, hit after hit after hit, great songs. I love just about all of them. It's hard for me to find a song that I don't love by Diana Ross and the Supremes, or the Supremes. Now, I popped this into my car. I was expecting the same songs, the way I'd always heard them, and I was blown away. This disc was released, a Universal Music Company, Motown. This is 2003. So this disc is 22 years old. And I have never heard the songs jump out at me like that. Even though I was in my car and I'm on my car speakers, which I really love. The sound is great in there anyway. It was like hearing these songs for the first time. The clarity, how clear the vocals by Diana Ross in the front, as the front woman, and also the background harmonies by Mary Wilson and Florence Ballard. I have never heard them so sharp and up in the volume. They're really like right there, almost with Diana in some cases. I mean, it is really great. Now, I am such a fan of Motown, all kinds of Motown. I mean, I can't, you name it, I love Motown. I mean, the Temptations, I could go on, Four Tops. I mean, on and on and on and on and on. On and on and on we go. Jackson 5. But in this era, there's a certain kind of, I want to say wall of sound, but that's really Phil Spector. But you have this Motown sound. You know it when you hear it. And I love the Motown sound. That's what makes these records what they were. Really, really of a special type, right? But there's something, when I'm listening to this one, it seems like that's all been stripped back or removed, These have never had the clarity of this before. That's not to take anything away from the Motown sound, as I've just said. I love the Motown sound. But for a surprise, a nice surprise in getting this one, here's the back cover, getting to listen to this one, you're talking about something that was completely unexpected, completely. And not just the vocals and the harmonies, but here's even more so. The instruments, the bass. I've heard instruments that I'd never heard before. And that's really saying something when you've heard these songs so many times, seems like 100 times or more over the decades. And then suddenly it's like the first time hearing them. And hearing instruments that you say, well, I've never heard that before. The bass is up louder. I've heard some horns up here more. You could discern them a lot better. You could hear. I didn't even know in a few cases that these instruments were there. I mean, it's really a revelation. But it doesn't end there. Many of the songs here, and here's the really interesting part, because they went back obviously to the masters for this mixing, remastering. You can hear the girls continue to sing even after the fade out you're used to. Of course, we know how a song ends and they turn it down and they fade it out into oblivion. This goes on and on till the girls just stop singing. Now, not every song's like that, but a good number of them between the period of 64 to 69, say, have that situation where, like Stop in the Name of Love, it just goes on and on and on. They keep singing and finally they just say stop and they stop singing, and it ends that way. There's no fade out, and I'm pretty sure that at this particular point in time, 2003, we'd never heard the songs like that before. So I just wanted to bring this to the attention of anybody who loves the 60s, anybody who loves Diana Ross and the Supremes. You've got I'll read the songs here. Why not? Okay, there are a lot of tracks. This is another reason why I love CDs. One disc, and you've got 24 tracks on here. You've got Where Did Our Love Go? You've got Baby Love, Come See About Me, Stop in the Name of Love, Back in My Arms Again, I Hear a Symphony, You Can't Hurry Love, You Keep Me Hanging On, Love Is Here, Now You're Gone, The Happening, Reflections, Love Child, I'm Gonna Make You Love Me, Someday We'll Be Together, Stoned Love, which is later Supremes. Then you have Diana Ross solo. It says Ain't No Mountain High Enough, Touch Me in the Morning, the theme from Mahogany, Do You Know Where You're Going To? Then you have Love Hangover, which I adore, but I like the long version. This is the single version, but still phenomenal sound. And then you have The Boss, you have Upside Down, I'm Coming Out, Endless Love, and as a bonus track, you have You Keep Me Hanging On, which is what is it called? I can't see it. This lighting is bad. Looks like Almighty Mix Party. I can't. I'm telling you, folks, it happens as you get up there. Anyway, it's a different mix as a bonus track. I don't know what to say. This thing was incredible. What an ear-opening experience. I don't know if any of you heard this version. Try to seek it out. 2003. Diana Ross and the Supremes, simply called The Number Ones. Let me know what you think. If you've noticed this before, if you've heard these different versions before. Wow. CDs, baby.